We find ourselves challenged in an unprecedented way. Many stressors, many events are affecting us. Let's talk about how to deal with them. Let's talk about personal and community resilience in uncertain times. Hi, I'm Dr. George Everly from the Johns Hopkins Bloomberg School of Public Health and the Johns Hopkins School of Medicine. My field is disaster mental health. I've traveled to 39 countries on 6 continents, helping people deal with situations such as pandemics, such as wars, such as floods. This pandemic is different. It challenges us like never before. So let's talk about some personal things that you can do to build your own personal resilience. You may not like all of these. Any one of them can help build personal resilience. Physical exercise. Well, we know physical exercise helps you improve your cardiovascular health, your pulmonary health. But we've also learned that it does much for mental health as well. It helps us feel a little more competent, a little more confident. It actually elevates mood. We talk about physical exercise, but cognitive exercise, doing puzzles. Sometimes we just can't get out of the house. What do? Well, we know that watching television over and over again about stressful events becomes stressful in and of itself. Can we do something else? Can we play games with friends and family members? Can we do that virtually or in person? Relaxation matters. One of the most popular techniques right now is something called mindfulness. Simply said, wherever you are, whatever you're doing, be there. Be there in the moment. Try to fight distractions. The people you are with deserve your full attention. We know, for example, that the single best predictor of human resilience is the support of other people. So this is a time to reach out, stay connected. We may not be able to physically, but we can certainly do that socially, virtually. A positive attitude. People say I'm an optimist because I believe things will turn out well. We have to take it one step further. You need to be an optimist and believe things turn out well because you will make them turn out well. But know your limitations. Change what you can. Avoid the things that you can't. Accept the rest. And for some, faith matters. Faith is the belief in something greater than yourself. It may be tied to a religion, it may not be. But the belief in something greater than yourself helps fuel a forward-thinking, a forward-looking attitude. A few final thoughts. If you're a parent, a coach, a teacher, a supervisor, your goal should be to make your job obsolete. The dividends will never end. This is a time perhaps to invest in family and friends. You may not be able to control what happens to you, but you can always control how you react to what happens. Where strength of mind and tenacity exists, destiny is likely to follow. The failure that does not destroy you will be your teacher. It will be a stepping stone to later success. This is derived from the writings of Friedrich Nietzsche. This may be a time to think about being really flexible. Robert J. Lifton wrote about the protean self. He said, pay homage to the past, for it can teach you. But we need to change with the times without guilt nor regret. Ride the wave of change to new opportunities. He said the protean self was based on the mythology, the god Proteus, who was able to change his shape to meet the situation. In this sense, the protean self is an evolving sense of self appropriate to the restlessness and flux of our time. He said that in the mid-1990s. How prescient was that? Finally, this is a time for equanimity, calmness, imperturbability, especially in these times of uncertainty. Sir William Osler was the first physician-in-chief at Johns Hopkins Hospital. He was considered perhaps the finest physician of his time. He was a student of the Greco-Roman philosophers who were Stoics, but he considered himself an optimist. In 1889, he delivered a speech entitled Equanimitas. He considered it to be one of the most important virtues a person can have. Well, the world has certainly dramatically changed since Osler's time. They are more certain, perhaps, than ever. Many of us view what is happening around us through a lens of fear and trepidation, even impending doom. In doing so, we actually surrender control of our lives and our happiness to the very things that we fear the most. Perhaps, just perhaps, a revised approach to equanimity is in order for times like these. So I've taken the liberty of constructing some basic guidelines. First and foremost, be kind to yourself. Be compassionate with others. When angered or annoyed, try for even just a moment to take the other person's perspective. Try to see the world through their eyes. There's always something new to learn. Left to its own devices, the mind often descends into an abyss of darkness, worry, and despair. Mindfulness combats worry. Control what you can, cope with the rest, but remember the only thing you really can control is how you react to the world as it unfolds around you. Mind the gap between your impulse to act and your action. Delay things that might get you in trouble. Staying connected to others, even if physically distanced, makes you stronger. This is a good time to rekindle old friendships and perhaps bury old hatchets. Remember, as muscles grow stronger with challenge and resistance, so do people. Be grateful for what you have. Pay homage to what age or misfortune have taken away from you, as there are lessons to be learned, but keep moving forward. My father once taught me through example that life is a journey, not a destination. If you truly believe that, there's no such thing as failure. Only lessons to be learned and milestones. There are opportunities to shape the journey. If you do not believe you can shape your own future, you will be forced to endure it. Lastly, remember, you're part of something greater than yourself. Whether you know it or not, you're never alone. I'm Dr. George Everly. Thanks for listening.